Hello everyone, I hope everybody is fine. So welcome back to the channel Gyan Shala. Today onwards we are starting with a new series of videos, that is class 12th board exam important question preparation series. Here in this series videos you will find different question of chemistry 12th class which have certain importance in board examination, in CBSE exam or the state board exam, and you will find them beneficial when you go for your entrance exams. I will be posting these type of videos, this series videos on alternative days. If you want to have any specific topic video or want to discuss some questions, you can tell me in comment box. I'll try to resolve that issue as soon as possible. To make sure that you don't miss any update, please like and subscribe the channel, and you can also hit the bell icon so you won't miss any update. Let's start with today's topic. So I have selected today electrochemistry, which is, you already know, is of much importance, and you do know that most of the examination question comes from this exercise, and it has certain different bits and parts of different topics. I will be discussing today in electrochemistry a subtopic which is your galvanic cell. So all the question in this video, and this is only part 1. So this is not all the question which will come in galvanic cell series. There will be 3 or 4 parts I will be posting on alternative days which will contain important question related to this topic, which is a galvanic cell. Okay, let's start with first question. So here you can see on the screen, your first question is, what is the difference between galvanic cell and electrolytic cell? So we need to find out the difference between galvanic cell and electrolytic cell in this case. But before that, I need to note that what are galvanic cell and electrolytic cell. I should have on what category they should be present. So both are type of electrochemical cell, or both will show which type of reaction? Electrochemical reaction, means there will be interchange from electrical energy to chemical energy or chemical energy to electrical energy, hence name is electrochemical. Okay, so electrochemical is a category. It has 2 subpart, one is galvanic cell, one is electrolytic cell. So I need to know that what is the basic difference between these two. Let's start with the answer then. So here you see, we generally have 4 main differences in this topic, and the differences I will be discussing one by one. First come to first difference. The first difference is galvanic cell reactions is spontaneous, and on other side electrolytic cell reactions are non-spontaneous. Now what is spontaneity? Spontaneous means can occur itself. So it does not require any help from outside. Now if you are thinking help in what sense, means you don't have to provide any heat energy, light energy or electrical energy to do this reaction. As soon as you will put electrolyte in galvanic cell, setup will be ready, reaction will start proceeding. On the other hand, when you start doing electrolytic reactions, the reactions which will be occurring on electrolytic cell, you need to provide certain amount of energy to that substance. It could be in form of light, it could be in form of heat, it could be in form of any other initiation. So that does not occur itself, you need to start the reaction or provide certain condition or things so that reaction can start occurring. Done. Second difference, in galvanic cell we say electric energy is produced, means electricity will be produced in this case. Opposite to that, now in first point what we have learned, electrolytic cell will require some initiation, required some help from outside to do a reaction, hence electric energy is given to do that reaction. So I will put my all the electrodes and electrolyte in electrolytic cell and I will provide it electricity. Then only reaction will start occurring. Okay. Then third differences. In galvanic cell, cathode is positive, anode is negative, and opposite happens in electrolytic cell. Now what are cathode and anode? Since we are studying electrochemical reaction, one thing is common, that they will be requiring what? They will be requiring electrode to do so. And electrodes are only of two types. One will be cathode and another will be anode. So in every setup, whether it is a galvanic cell setup, whether it is an electrolytic setup, you need electron to do electrochemical reaction. And how electrodes will be in what form? One will be acting as cathode, one will be acting as anode. Okay. So in galvanic case, cathode is positively charged, anode is negatively charged. Which ion will move towards cathode? It will be negative ion, which will be moving towards cathode. What ions will be moving type on the side of anode? Then it will be positive ions which will be moving towards anode. In which reaction? In galvanic reaction. On the other hand, anode is positive in electrolytic cell. That means a negative ions move towards that side. Okay, so that is a very basic difference between the two. Here in this case cathode is positive, here in this case anode is positive, and vice versa for anode. Fourth point is two electrolyte are used and one electrolyte is used. So one of the feature of electrochemical reaction is it should have electrode, and second feature is it should have what? It should have conducting solution. So it should also have conducting solution. Now what does a conducting solution means? Means it will produce ions. So in both the cases, whether it is a galvanic cell, whether it is an electrolytic cell, you require a conducting solution which will produce ions. And these ions or these conducting solution are known as electrolyte. So electrolyte is what? It is a solution. It could be of salt, it could be of ions which are present, and this solution, this conducting solution is known as electrolyte. So in galvanic cell, conducting solution required are 2, and in electrolytic cell conducting solution required is only 1. So what will be your keywords when you start learning this answer? Learn only one side and second will be opposite to that. Okay, so reaction is spontaneous, here reaction is non-spontaneous. Electric energy is produced, in this case it will be used. Cathode is positive, anode is negative, opposite will happen when you study electrolytic cell. Here 2 electrodes are used, and in electrolytic cell only 1 electrode is used. Then come to next question. Your next question is about what do you understand by standard reduction potential? So when we say standard reduction potential, first we need to understand what is reduction potential itself. Okay, then only we will come to standard reduction potential. So reduction potential, I am giving you a very layman answer so that you understand it better. Reduction potential, I am writing it as, it is what? It is capacity of element to reduce itself. Keep in mind, this is not the exact answer, this is even not the correct answer. I am just building up the concept, so I am telling you in very easy language that reduction potential is what? It is something related to reduction. Okay, so whatever reduction potential I will get, it will tell me whether the substance will be reduced easily or whether substance will be reduced with difficulty. Only it tells us. Now, reduction potential definition, if you want to go, it is represented by E naught. Okay, it is represented by E naught, and it is defined as an element reduction potential is the concentration of its ion in 1 molar solution, and temperature should be 298 Kelvin. So first thing first, this standard reduction potential is notified with E naught. Okay, so wherever you find E naught is written, that means whose value is given? Standard reduction potential value is given. Then what is standard reduction potential? It is a reduction potential of an element when the concentration of its ion is 1 molar and temperature is 298 Kelvin. Means there is a way to, or there is a method to find reduction potential. Okay, so it has certain value, could be in decimal, could be in non-decimal, whole number also. So this reduction potential is calculated with the help of SHE. What is SHE? This I'll tell you when the other question will come. So one of the question in this class you will learn is this, what is SHE. Okay, so I am telling you what reduction potential is calculated how, with the help of SHE. And when I am calculating reduction potential, specifying that solution concentration should be 1 molar and at what temperature you have to calculate reduction potential, it is 298 Kelvin. Now I have fixed certain condition. I am telling you reduction potential you have found, but the solution which was given to is 1 molar, the temperature is 298. In these cases, when I am mentioning certain condition, the word standard comes. Okay, so it is reduction potential of an element which is calculated when that solution was 1 molar and the temperature was 298 Kelvin. Okay, come to next question. What is representation of galvanic cell? So we are studying that galvanic cell is this, or it will have two electrolyte, it will have cathode of positive charge, anode of negative charge. How do we represent? How do we write in equation form that galvanic cell look like this? So answer is this. So this you have to learn, because all your queries, all your examples will be solved with this equation. What I have to learn only? Metal, metal ion. Okay, so these are part of which part? This is which part? Anode. Since in galvanic cell two electrodes are present, one is anode, one is cathode, so the left part we generally write for anode reaction. After this double line, whatever is written, that is referring to cathode. Okay, it is now referring to cathode. Done. Now what I have done? One more thing. Anode undergo oxidation and cathode undergo reduction. Done. So I can say this also, that when you represent galvanic cell in equation form, oxidation reaction part you write in left side and reduction part you write on right side. Okay. Now let's take an example of zinc and copper. Zinc will undergo oxidation in this case and copper will undergo reduction. So what I am going to do now, I have selected two elements, one is zinc and one is copper. I have selected these two. I will be writing these two in form of this, which I am making it in a box. Since this is the representation, I have to write in this way. Now zinc will undergo oxidation, copper will undergo reduction. If question comes in your brain, how do I come to know? So reduction potential of copper is more than zinc. Okay, what I have written? That reduction potential of copper is more than zinc. That means whoever reduction potential is more, that generally undergo reduction, and whatever element reduction potential is less, that undergo oxidation. So from here one thing is also clear. What is the use of measuring reduction potential? So it do tells us that if reduction potential is higher of any element, it will prefer to reduce itself easily. Done. Come back to the example then. Here metal, oxidation, anode part I have to write, oxidation part I have to write. Metal will be zinc, so I am writing here zinc, then put a slash. Metal ion, now whose ion I have to written? Since zinc is undergoing oxidation in this particular example, zinc form ion this way. This I am not writing according to my will, that I want to write it like this. This is a previous knowledge which you study in 9th and 10th, that zinc always form ion as Zn2 positive. Okay, then put a double slash. Now I will write metal ion. Which metal ion? I have to write cathode side or reduction side. Copper ion I have to write. So copper form ion as Cu2 positive. Done. Then put a slash. Put a slash. Here metal. Metal will be what? Metal will be copper. So this represent your galvanic cell representation for what reaction? When zinc and copper were given to you. Let's change the question then. I say zinc and copper are not given to you. You are given with iron and copper. Okay, so I will check who will go reduction and who will go oxidation. So let's say iron is going oxidation and copper is going reduction. How to represent it again in galvanic cell? First I will write iron slash iron ion, this is 2 positive. After that there will be double slash, same thing. Now I have to write metal ion. Which metal ion? Copper. So copper metal ion is Cu, 2 positive, slash. Here metal will be copper. Since copper out of the iron and copper is the one which is undergoing reduction. So by this way we represent it. Okay, so you need to learn only this part. Many example can be varied by the examiner. So you only have to find what? Out of the two option, out of the two element, which is undergoing oxidation, which is undergoing reduction. Whoever is undergoing oxidation, that you have to mention first, and whoever is going reduction, that you have to mention second. Let's come to next question. Question number 4 is describe the normal hydrogen electrode. Done. I'll just switch to first part. Then one thing which is clear is this normal hydrogen electrode is also known as SHE. So in one of the question I told you this is reduction potential is measured with the help of SHE. So SHE is what? It is standard hydrogen electrode. Okay. Now standard hydrogen electrode is used to find out the various reduction potential of different elements. Let's say I am saying find the reduction potential of zinc. So zinc will be your one electrode, another electrode will be this normal hydrogen electrode. You will find out what will be the reduction potential of zinc. Okay. Now what is the setup? First thing, it consists of a platinum wire sealed in a glass tube. Now glass tube which I am marking, this is your glass tube, and this wire as it is written, it is your platinum wire. Okay. So what we have done, we are discussing the structure. Now if we will go point by point, I will suggest you all the long answers or all these type of question, you please study one point or make pointers or step by step, then it will be easy to learn. Now glass tube and a platinum wire is present there. Okay. What else is next? Now we have, it has a platinum foil, and platinum foil at one end is finely divided platinum coating. So this is your platinum foil with platinum coating. How? If this is your platinum, the coating which is present is also of platinum. Now question is why it is written as platinum black. So this coating is not simply platinum, it is what? Finely divided platinum. Okay. So we have divided it into small particles and then we have coated this inside metal, hence it is known as platinum black. Okay. After that, next is, you see a blue color solution here. So this solution is what? This solution is 1 molar hydrogen concentration solution. So this solution is 1 molar hydrogen ion concentration. So I am not writing in words, I am simply writing H positive, hydrogen ion concentration solution, and temperature which we have mentioned is, it is 298 Kelvin. So this is the temperature. Okay. And one more thing is required, this, that hydrogen gas at 1 atmosphere. So in this case we will be bubbling out hydrogen gas. Okay. Now setup is ready. I'll tell you little bit more about how it will work in calculation of different standard hydrogen electrode, how standard hydrogen electrode work in reduction potential measurement. What happens? Let's say the previous example. I am telling you find out the reduction potential of zinc. How will you find out? You will use standard hydrogen electrode. Now zinc will undergo oxidation and SHE will undergo reduction. Okay, setup is ready. It is a type of galvanic cell and you will find out the standard reduction potential. Now if I change the example, then I say you need to find reduction potential of copper. Now copper is less reactive than hydrogen. Okay, so copper will reduce itself and then standard hydrogen electrode will be oxidizing itself. So what is the use of this normal hydrogen electrode? It is used to measure reduction potential of different elements. How it do so? When the given element can undergo oxidation, it will act as a reducing electrode, and when given electrode whose electrode potential you want to find out, if that is undergoing reduction, then standard hydrogen electrode will act as an oxidizing electrode. Okay, come to the question number 5. What is salt bridge? So salt bridge is generally helpful when you are doing galvanic cell reaction. How? First of all, it is a glass tube. Okay, and glass tube is filled with solution of KCl, K2SO4, which is mixed with gelatin and agar agar. So agar agar or gelatin is a jelly forming. How jelly, eatable jelly has a texture? After mixing with water, once you leave it in air, they generally form this type of composition, and this solution will be mixed in this, and this full solution will be filled in this glass tube. Now I am drawing you a simplified setup of galvanic cell. It will have two beaker, it will have two electrode, one will be cathode, one will be anode. Salt bridge will be present this way. So you find a U-shaped tube. This is a salt bridge which I am coloring. This is a salt bridge. Okay, what is present in there? This mixture. Done. And here what is present? Your electrolyte. So we started by saying that galvanic cell contain two electrolytes. So one electrolyte will be in this beaker, another electrolyte will be in another beaker. Now what I wanted to do, I wanted to make sure that these two electrolytes should not get mixed with each other. There should be no mixing in electrolyte. Okay, who will prevent it? Your salt bridge will prevent it. So this tube here, right here, this salt bridge will prevent mixing of electrolyte. Okay, it also prevent liquid junction potential. So whatever potential, whatever reduction potential the both these electrodes will have, it will maintain that. It will not let vary that potential for time being. Also it complete the electrical circuit. So I want reaction will only occur, oxidation reduction will only occur when these two will be in certain electrical setup. So this salt bridge also complete the electrical circuit. Done. Now what we have done, as we have started with important question, we have discussed 5 question of your galvanic cell topic. First in that was about this. What is the difference between galvanic cell and electrolytic cell? So we come to know that reaction is spontaneous, non-spontaneous in case of electrolyte, electrical energy is required, electrical energy is not required, then electrical energy, cathode is positive, anode is negative. In this case opposite happens. Then here two electrolytes are used, one electrolyte is used. Next question was, what do you understand by standard reduction potential? So it is represented by E naught, and it is represented by E naught and defined as it is a reduction potential of an element when concentration of its ion in solution is 1 molar and temperature is 298 Kelvin. After that we come into discussion of galvanic cell, and in galvanic cell we learned about the representation. So the representation, this metal and metal ion, this is for anode part, and metal ion and metal, this is for cathode part. And we then discuss one example related to zinc and copper. Another example was iron and copper. Fourth question was describe the structure of normal hydrogen electrode. So we discuss it with a diagram. There will be a platinum wire sealed in a glass tube, then platinum foil at one end with finely divided platinum coating. Then it is dipped in 1 molar hydrogen concentration solution and hydrogen gas is bubbled. Depending on your given substance is oxidizing, SHE will act as reducing electrode, and if your given substance is reducing, then SHE will act as an oxidizing electrode. Next question was about salt bridge, how it helps. So it helps in preventing mixture of electrolyte, complete the circuit. And what actually salt bridge is? It is only a glass tube, generally U-shaped, contains solution of KCl, K2SO4, which is mixed with gelatin and agar-agar. So with this, this class is finished. If you have any query regarding any question or you want to discuss any different type of question, you can comment down below.